Good morning, dear cadets. So I hope that whatever I taught yesterday you have got it. Okay, so yesterday what I taught? Basically yesterday I taught the introduction of aldehydes and ketones and IUPAC nomenclature. So IUPAC nomenclature is very important, and almost I have covered all versatile examples of aldehydes and ketones. Okay, so just remember the IUPAC nomenclature. If you are thorough with the 11th class IUPAC nomenclature, so these are not a big things. Very easily you can do it. Now isomerism in aldehydes and ketones. So just try to understand. Basically they are exhibiting three types of isomerism: chain isomerism, position isomerism, functional isomerism. Chain isomerism means having same molecular formula but different arrangement of carbon atom in the chain. So just try to understand. Aldehydes containing 4 or more carbon atoms, while ketones containing 5 or more carbon atom exhibit chain isomerism. Okay, so just see, all aldehydes and ketones, they are not exhibiting the, especially lower members of aldehydes and ketones, they do not exhibit the chain isomerism. Means if you want to explain the, if you want to show the isomerism in aldehydes and ketone, so minimum 4 carbon atom you have to take in case of aldehyde, and in case of ketone 5. So just see the example. Write one aldehyde which is containing 4 carbon atoms. So CHO, fulfill remaining valency CH3, CH2, CH2. Okay, 4 carbon atom is there. So this can be written like that also. Just see, here all the 4 carbon atom is arranged in the chain. We can write like that also. C, here C. This is CHO, this is CH3, this is CH3, this is CH. Okay, so what is the name of this one? This is butane 1-al or butanol. What about this one? 1, 2, 3, 2-methyl propanol. Molecular formula is same only. Just see, 3, 2, 5, 2, 7, 8 hydrogen atom, 8 carbon atom 4, and oxygen atom 1. And here also 3, 6, 7, 8, hydrogen is 8, carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, carbon is 4, oxygen is 1. So the molecular formula is same, only the arrangement of carbon atom in the chain is different. Here all the 4 carbon atom is arranged in the chain, but here 3 are arranged in the straight chain and 4th one as a side chain. Same way we can explain the ketones also. Just see, C, 5 carbon atom. Now here O, here CH3, here CH2, CH2, CH3. Okay, now this can be written like that also. Just see, C double bond O, C, here what is there? CH3, CH3, here CH. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms, and CH3. Name will be different. What is the name of this one? Diethyl ketone. Common name. IUPAC name 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pentane 3-on. Pentane 3-on. Okay. What about the name of this compound? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So this is 3-methyl butane-2-on. Okay, so just see, molecular formula is same only what is the different? Arrangement of carbon atom in the chain is different. So this is all about the chain isomerism. Let us not waste much time on these issues. Just superficial idea you should have. Next one is position isomerism. In position isomerism, what is happening? The position of the functional group is different, but molecular formula is same. Aliphatic aldehyde does not show position isomerism. Why aliphatic aldehyde does not show the position isomerism? Because CHO is the group which always comes at the terminal carbon atom. That is why in position isomerism what should be there? Position of the functional group should be different in the compound. Here what is there? Whatever molecular formula you will take, now CHO will be the at terminal only, at terminal only. That is why aliphatic aldehyde does not show the position isomerism. Aromatic aldehyde, what kind of aromatic aldehyde? Substituted aromatic aldehyde, they exhibit the position isomerism. Just see here, see this compound, this. What is the name of this one? Benzene carbaldehyde, or this is 2-methyl benzene carbaldehyde or 2-methyl benzaldehyde. Okay, now we can write this one like that also. This position of substituent will be different. Now 3 at 3 position. So what is the name of this one? 2-methyl benzaldehyde, 2-methyl benzaldehyde, 2-methyl benzaldehyde. What is the name of this one? 1 2 3 4 5 6. This is 3-methyl benzaldehyde, 3-methyl benzaldehyde. Okay, so just see the position of substituent is different or not. Molecular formula is same only the position of substituent is different. So it doesn't mean that the position of CHO should be changed. Now wherever you will write CHO, that would be the number 1 carbon atom. Okay, so the position of CHO is not the matter. That is why I wrote word here substituted, means aromatic aldehyde which is substituted. It is substituted because of the presence of CH3 group. Okay, otherwise it would have been benzaldehyde only, and in benzaldehyde means if it is not substituted, then position isomerism won't be there. Why? Because wherever CHO is there, that is only number 1 carbon atom. Okay, so aromatic aldehyde which is substituted, they exhibit the position isomerism. Aliphatic and aromatic, substituted ketones both exhibit the position isomerism. Just see, in case of ketone, position isomerism would be there because CO is the group which comes in between the chain. Just see, I will rub this one and here only will explain the position isomerism in ketones. Just see, simple. Just see, this is CH3 CH2 C double bond O CH2 CH3, correct? Just see, what is the name of this one? This is pentane 3-one, correct? Now I may write same molecular formula in this way also. CH3 C double bond O CH2 CH2 and CH3. This is 1 2 3 4 5. Here 1 2 3 4 5. So what is the name of this one? This is pentane 3-one. What is the name of this one? Pentane 2-one, correct? The position of functional group is changed or not? Here at 3 position ketonic group is there, here at 2 position. So the position of functional group is different. Molecular formula is same only. That is why this is an example of position isomerism as far as aliphatic ketone is concerned. Same way aromatic ketone can also exhibit. Just see, aromatic ketone, take one example, benzophenone, acetophenone. Just take, just see here, this is acetophenone, C double bond O CH3. Okay, now suppose here OH group is there, okay? So what is the name of this one? 1 2 3 4 5 6, 3 hydroxy acetophenone. I may write this one like that also. Just see, this CO CH3. I may write OH at 2 position. So this is 2 hydroxy acetophenone, 2 hydroxy acetophenone. This is 3 hydroxy acetophenone, 3-hydroxyacetophenone. Okay, 3-hydroxyacetophenone. So the molecular formula is same, only the position of substituent is different. So this is all about the position isomerism in aldehydes and ketone. Now as far as functional isomerism is concerned, aldehydes and ketone, they are functional isomers. How you will identify? Just see, already I discussed this one in detail. Ether and alcohol, they are the functional isomer. Aldehydes and ketones, they are the functional isomers. Ester and carboxylic acid, they are the functional isomers. 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree amines, they are the functional isomers. And I told you how to identify, even if only molecular formula is given. So if format given molecular formula belongs to this category, it means compound will exhibit aldehydes and ketone functional isomerism. Suppose I will write this side, just see. Suppose this is the molecular formula, C4H8. Remember, means 4 carbon atom or more than 4 carbon atom should be there. C4H8O. Okay, now with the help of this molecular formula, we can make 2 compound, aldehydes and ketone. So just see, 4 carbon atom is there, first write CHO, remaining 3 CH2, here also CH2, and here what is there? CH3. Correct? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what about this one? C and C. Okay, now one ketonic group, anywhere you can put. This is ketonic group, this is CH3, this is CH2, this is CH3. Now see, the molecular formula is same. 8 है, 3, 2, 5, 3, 8, 1 oxygen atom. Just see, we made 2 compound, out of 2, one is aldehyde, one is ketone. Okay, so this is functional isomerism. One more isomerism is there, that is metamerism, that is only found in case of ketone. Remember, where organic compound where functional group lies in between the chain, they only exhibit the metamerism. The meaning of metamerism is it means around the functional group different arrangement of alkyl group. Okay, around the functional group different arrangement of alkyl group. So just try to understand, this isomerism is shown by those organic compound where functional group lies in between the chain. So ether group is found in between the chain, ketonic group is found in between the chain. Okay, ketonic group is also found in between the chain only, and another one, 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree amines, they are also found in between the chain. So these 3 compounds are exhibiting metamerism. Many are there, but according to your syllabus, these are the 3 functional groups which are found in between the chain, or which are present in between the chain. That is why they exhibit the metamerism. Okay. Okay, so just see, let us have one example of metamerism also. Okay, so metamerism means having same molecular formula but different arrangement of alkyl group around the functional group. So just see here, this is CH3, CH2, C double bond O, CH2, CH2, CH3. This is functional group carbon atom. Around this side, what is there? Which group is there? C2H5 group is there. Around this side, which group is there? C3H7 group is there. Correct or not? Just see, same chemical compound can be written like that also. Just see, CH3, CH2, C double bond O, CH, CH3, CH3. Correct or not? So the arrangement is different or not? This is propyl group, this is isopropyl group. So the arrangement is different or not? We can write, suppose this is like that. One more example. See, CH3, C double bond O, CH2, CH2, CH3. Now one side methyl, other side propyl group is there. This can be written like that also. CH3, CH2, C double bond O, CH2, CH3. Correct or not? Just see. Now here molecular formula is same all. Here and here molecular formula is same only. You can check. This one and this one molecular formula is same. Only the arrangement of alkyl group around the functional group is different. Now here methyl, here propyl group. Now here both side what is there? Ethyl group is there. But molecular formula will be same only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carbon atom. 3, 2, 5, 2, 7, 8. 8 hydrogen atom. Okay. Now oxygen is 1. Oxygen is 1. Here also just see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carbon atom. Hydrogen 3, 2, 5, 2, 7. 3, 10. Here 3, 2, 5, 2, 7, 10. 10 here also. Sorry. 10 O. Here also 10 and O. Okay. Check. Molecular formula is same. Only the arrangement of alkyl group is different around the functional group. 3, 2, 5, 2, 7, 3, 10. 10 hydrogen atom, 5 carbon atom, 1 oxygen atom. Here also, here also. So this is the example of metamerism. Now next question is, this is in text exercise question, page number 353. I have gone through so many sample papers. For 1 marks question, instead of asking IUPAC nomenclature, they may give you IUPAC nomenclature and they will ask you what is the structural formula of this compound. So let us be ready for facing such type of questions also. See, in the chemistry question paper, I have seen if your basics are clear, then only you can solve the papers. I am talking of scoring good marks. If you want to get the passing marks, then you go ahead as per your plan. But if you want to score good marks, so whatever methods I am telling, just keep practicing, work hard. Okay. So I will write the structures of these compounds whose IUPAC nomenclature is given. Okay. So just see the structures of the following compounds. Just see what is written here. Alpha methoxy. Just see. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta. This is a Greek nomenclature system. They are not IUPAC nomenclature. But you should have idea. What is the meaning of alpha? Means the nearest carbon atom from functional group carbon atom. Nearest carbon atom from functional group carbon atom. That is known as alpha carbon atom. Second one is beta. Third one is delta, gamma, so on so forth. Okay. So just see. Remember, means alpha, beta, gamma, this nomenclature system arises when functional group also contains the carbon atom. So what is written here? Alpha methoxy propanaldehyde. So first identify the word root. Which is the word root? Propanal, propene, prop. So 1, 2, 3, prop, right? Then what is there? R alpha methoxy propanaldehyde. So CHO you should write. Now this is the functional group carbon atom. Now this carbon atom will be the alpha. The nearest carbon atom from functional group carbon atom, that is alpha. Now what is there? Methoxy. So write down here methoxy, CH3. Now fulfill this valency. Over. Now here H. Yes. Now this is the structure of this compound. What about this one? 3-hydroxybutanol. So first identify the word root, butanol. So 4 carbon atom, CHO. Now 3 number, 1, 2, 3, OH. Fulfill remaining valency, CH3, CH, CH2. This is the structural formula of 3-hydroxybutanol. 2-hydroxycyclopentane carbaldehyde. Okay. So first you make cyclopentane. This is cyclopentane. Okay. Cyclopentane carbaldehyde. So this is CHO, carbaldehyde. 2-hydroxy. So since aldehydic group is the principal functional group, with respect to this one, the position of OH will be decided. So this is 1 number carbon atom, this is OH, okay, 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, okay. So this is 2-hydroxy cyclopentane carbaldehyde. Now what about this one? 4-oxopentanal, pentanal, C, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just see, 4-oxo pentanal means what is there? Aldehydic group. And with respect to this one, the position of keto group will be determined. So 1, 2, 3, 4 oxo or keto. Now fulfill remaining valency. CH3. Now CH2, CH2. Yes, over. Now what about this one? Disecondary butyl. So just see. Let us have clarity on tertiary butyl group and secondary butyl group. Just see. This is CH3, CH3, CH3. Okay. This is T-butyl group. What is the name of this one? T-butyl group. T-butyl group. Tertiary butyl. Why it is known as tertiary butyl group? Because at 3 degree carbon atom, this alkyl group is attached. Okay, means I am talking of this group before bonding with the chain. Right now this is T-butyl alkyl group. Okay, what about secondary butyl group? Means secondary butyl means secondary carbon atom, alkyl group should be attached. So just see, this is C. Now CH3, CH3H. This is secondary butyl. What is this one? Secondary, not secondary butyl. Right now this is isopropyl group. To make this one secondary butyl, here CH2, CH3 group should be there. Now count 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 2 degree carbon atom or not? What is this one? 2 degree carbon atom. So that is why this is secondary butyl, this is tertiary butyl. Okay, have you got this one or not? Means here alkyl group is attached with 3 degree carbon atom, that is why they are known as tertiary butyl. Here alkyl group is attached with 2 degree carbon atom, that is why it is known as secondary butyl. Remember, tertiary butyl, secondary butyl, they are used in the common nomenclature system, but just like a alkyl group, methyl, ethyl, propyl, they are also considered. Okay, are you getting my point or not? They are also considered just like a other alkyl group. Okay, so now just see, disecondary butyl ketone. Di means 2 secondary butyl groups are there. So first write butyl. Butyl means just see, C, C means in addition to the butyl group, ketonic group is there. So first you write this ketonic group. Now this side, CH, one side CH3, other side CH2, CH3. Here also write CH, here also write CH3, here also write CH2, CH3. Correct? Now you 1, 2, 3, 4. This is only 1, 2, 3, 4. Check. This is disecondary butyl ketone or not? This is disecondary butyl ketone. Okay. One more is there, that is 4-fluoroacetophenone. So first write the formula of acetophenone. This is 1, 2 alternate COCH3. This is acetophenone. Here what is there? Fluorine. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With respect to this group only, at 4 position fluoro group is there. So this is 4-fluoroacetophenone. 4-fluoroacetophenone. No problem? Yes. So now this is the structures of this compound. Okay, just remember one thing here. Okay, in this case, number one thing is these are the tertiary butyl and secondary butyl before attachment with the chain. Okay, Now when they are attached with the chain, so this carbon atom would be tertiary carbon atom. Okay, so secondary in terms of alkyl group. Okay, now once they will be bonded with this carbon atom, so this carbon atom will become the tertiary carbon atom. Okay, so don't get confused. I am talking of the alkyl group when they are not bonded with the chain. Now one more thing I want to tell you. Now here what is written? Disecondary butyl ketone. Okay, so butyl group is there, ketone group is there. Ketonic group is because of C double bond O group. But what about their IUPAC name? So IUPAC name also very easily you can write. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 carbon atom is there because we have to select the longest continuous chain. But if I include like that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 carbon atom is there. This side also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we should select the longest continuous chain which must contain the functional group. So what is the name, IUPAC name of this compound? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what is the name of this one? 3, 5 dimethyl 3,5 dimethyl heptane 4-one 3,5 dimethyl heptane 4-one. At 4 position ketonic group is there. So be careful, take care each and everything. In this way this is completed. Okay, so now just see the structure of carbonyl group. Okay, carbonyl group means C double bond O. Okay, this is there. Now try to understand, this is not a bond. Now above the oxygen 2 lone pair I have indicated. Out of double bond, what is there? One is sigma, other is pi. So you know sigma bond is always formed by the axial overlapping. Pi bond is always formed by the sidewise overlapping or sideways overlapping. Okay, and these are the two another bonds here. In case of aldehyde, one R, one H. In case of ketone, both will be R. Now just see the description of structure of carbonyl group. I wrote like that. Just see here. Carbon atom. This carbon atom is sp2 hybridized. Now in the NCERT book they have not written that oxygen is also sp2 hybridized, but I am writing oxygen is also sp2 hybridized only. So when sp2 hybridization is there, how many total orbital will be formed? 3 hybridized orbital will be formed by the carbon, 3 hybridized orbital will be formed by the oxygen. Okay, now try to understand. Here also in carbon also and oxygen also, one orbital will be unhybridized. One orbital will be unhybridized. You see the electronic configuration of carbon. sp2, see carbon means 6, first s2, 2s2, 2p2. Okay, so 1 pz is unhybridized. Okay, here in case of carbon what is there? First s2, 2s2, 2p, 2p2. Now when hybridization is there, one 2s orbital electron will jump and will go to the what to say 2p3. It will be 2p3. So total how many electrons are there now in 2s1 and p3? So total 4 electrons are there. Out of 4, this hybridization is sp2 only. So electron is present in pz also, but pz is not taking part in the hybridization process. One s and 2 p orbital, px and py is taking part. Okay, same is the case with oxygen. First s2, 2p, 2s2, 2p4. So since 4 is there, so px is completely filled and py, pz is not filled. Are you getting my point or not? 8 means what is there? Somewhere you write, otherwise confusion would be there. Carbon 6 means what is there? First s2, 2s2, 2p2. Okay, now this is in ground state. In excited state what would be there? 2s1 and this is 2p3. What about oxygen? Oxygen is 8. So first s2, 2s2, 2p4. So 2p4 means what is there? 1, 2, 3, 4. and this is 2s2 electron. So 2s2 electron and px2 electron, they are present as a lone pair. Now this one and this one, name of hybridization is sp2. sp2. So just try to understand. 3 hybridized orbital is formed here, 3 also formed here, and 1 is unhybridized here, and here also 1 is unhybridized. pz is unhybridized here and pz is also unhybridized here. Okay, out of 3 hybridized orbital, just see, out of 3, 2 overlap with HRR group of aldehyde or ketone and form sigma bond. Okay, so when sp3 hybridization is there, just see, 1 2 3 orbital is formed. This I have shown dotted line, this is pz unhybridized. Here also I have shown pz unhybridized. Now so oxygen 1 2 3, carbon 1 2 3. Okay, so just see, 3 hybridized orbital is here, 3 hybridized orbital is here. So now I have shown here, out of 3, 1 will form sigma bond, axial overlapping with the oxygen atom, oxygen hybridized orbital. So now this is 1 sigma bond is this one only. Now 2 are left here in oxygen, so those 2 will contain the lone pair electron of oxygen, lone pair electron of oxygen. Now in case of carbon, 2 are there, so 1 overlap with R, other overlap with H. So this will also form the sigma bond. This is sigma bond. Okay. Now in case of ketone, in place of H you should write R. So now just see, sigma structure, sigma skeleton is over. Sigma skeleton is like that. Just see, C single bond O, this one, and here lone pair of electron is there. This is also sigma, this is also sigma, this is also sigma. Am I correct or not? Yes. And now these sigma bond, they will found on the same plane. They will found on the same plane. Bond angle is 120 degree. Here I made here. This is also sigma only. This bond is sigma. Okay, sigma. Now here also 1 is unhybridized. Here also 1 is unhybridized. So they will overlap sidewise. Sideways overlapping is there. What is here? Sideways overlapping is here. Sideways overlapping. So because of sideways overlapping, which bond will form? Pi bond. So this second bond which I wrote here, this is because of sideways overlapping of this one. Now just see, pi bond is formed by the sideways overlapping. So their electron density is lie above and below the internuclear axis. So this is pi electron cloud. Why this one? Pi electron cloud. What is this one? Pi electron cloud. That is lie above and below the plane of paper, above the plane of internuclear axis, above and below the internuclear axis. Okay, so this is pi electron cloud. It is loosely held. Okay, so now this is the structure of carbonyl group. Okay, I hope that you understood this one. Everything I wrote here and description is here. Just see, out of 3, 2 overlap with HRR group of aldehyde ketone and form sigma bond. I am talking of this one and this one. And here 1 overlap with sp2 hybridized orbital of oxygen and form sigma bond. This is I am talking. Here in case of oxygen also, out of 3, clear cut description is there. Out of 3, 2 contain lone pair, 1 contain unpaired electron, it overlap with one of the sp2 hybridized orbital of carbon atom and form sigma bond. Okay, and what about this one? Unhybridized pz. This side also, this side also, they overlap and form sigma bond. Okay, sorry, pi bond. Okay, pi bond. They overlap and form pi bond. So this is only pi bond which is overlapping here. Okay, this is the structure. Now still some important information is there. So I hope that you have got the structure of carbonyl group. Now here I made this one. So sigma bond is there. Now because of sideways overlapping, pi bond will also form. So here double bond is completed. Octet is also completed of each atom. Okay. So in carbonyl compound, means in carbonyl group 3 sigma bond is there and 1 pi bond is there. Okay. And now just see another important thing, polar nature of carbonyl group. So polarity arises due to difference in the electronegativity of 2 bonded atom. So just see, in carbonyl group is polar group. Why and how it is polar? Just see, the carbon electronegativity is 2.5, oxygen electronegativity is 3.5. Means oxygen is more polar than, means oxygen is more electronegative than carbon. Just see, if same structure I am making like this, so between carbon and oxygen there is sharing of 4 electron, means 2 bond pairs are there. 2 bond pairs are there. Since oxygen is more electronegative than oxygen, so this bond will be shifted toward the oxygen. So the oxygen will be slightly negative and carbon will be slightly positive. Correct or not? Means electron deficient center is generated due to difference in the electronegativity of 2 atoms, and now polarity also arises. Now evidence in favor of polar nature of carbonyl group is there. The dipole moment of aldehydes and ketone is found between 2.3D to 2.8D. Okay. So just see, polarity lies in between 2.3D to 2.8D. It means they are highly polar. They are, means aldehydes and ketone, they are highly polar. They are polar because of the more electronegativity. Polarity arises due to difference in the electronegativity of 2 bonded atom. And these are the 2 resonating structures. 2 resonating structure of aldehydes and ketone. Means carbonyl group of aldehydes and ketones. Now there is one important thing here that I would like to explain. Just see. Suppose this structure I am writing like that. Just see. C single bond O. Okay. So just see. This is positive. This is negative. Okay. Here make 2 lone pair. Okay. And now just see. In carbonyl group, this carbon is electron deficient center. What is there? Electron deficient. Electron deficient. What about this oxygen? This is electron rich center. Electron rich center. Okay. So because here electrons are there, here one more pair you have to make. Okay. 1, 2, these are lone pair, and 1, this bond is shifted here due to more electronegativity of oxygen. So this is electron rich center. So electron deficient center is known as electrophilic center. Electrophilic center. Correct or not? Electrophilic center. And this center is electron rich center. So this is known as nucleophilic center. Nucleophilic center. Okay. One more word is there. Electron rich center means this is Lewis base. What is this one? Lewis base center. Yes. Electron deficient center means we can write this one Lewis acid center. Lewis acid. Am I correct or not? Just see. So this means in carbonyl group 2 center is generated. One is electron deficient center, that can also be written as electrophilic center. Other one is electron rich center or nucleophilic center. So which is electron rich center, that is also known as Lewis base center, and which is electron deficient, that is known as Lewis acid center. Am I correct or not? Yes. Now try to understand here. That is the most important thing. Now at carbon who will attack? Carbon is electrophilic center, electron deficient center. So nucleophile will attack here. Nucleophile will attack here. And at oxygen who will attack here? At oxygen electron density is more. So who will attack here? Electrophile will attack here. Am I correct or not? So in carbonyl group 2 centers are there, and 2 centers having different nature. One is electron rich, other is electron deficient. So at carbon nucleophilic attack would be there, at oxygen electrophile attack would be there. Correct or not? So now if somebody is asking why carbonyl carbon is undergoing nucleophilic reaction, and now in nucleophilic reaction are two types, one nucleophilic addition, other is nucleophilic substitution. So here just try to understand, here carbon oxygen double bond is there, and when nucleophile attack, nucleophile suppose attacking here, this is nucleophile, so the moment it attacks, now this bond will be shifted this side. So when this bond is shifted this side, then nobody is replaced, only internal arrangement is there. Now this bond would be shifted this side, so what is there, nucleophilic addition would be there, nobody would come out. Unlike, see, in alkyl halide case what was there, just see, H and Cl, there also CX bond was CX bond, this bond was polar, this bond was polar or not, due to difference in electronegativity of carbon and halogen. Okay, but here what was there, when nucleophile was attacking, so internal arrangement was not possible, because 3 valency of carbon has already been fulfilled by the hydrogen. Okay, so what was the option, X has to leave the site, halogen atom has to leave the site. That is why here in case of alkyl halide what was there, this is alkyl halide, here see, this is slightly positive, this is slightly negative, because halogen was more electronegative than carbon, so this bond pair electrons shifted towards the chlorine atom or halogen atom. So this is electron deficient center, ED, electron deficient center. So alkyl halide will invite the nucleophile for attack, nucleophile, but what kind of attack, nucleophilic substitution, nucleophilic substitution reaction, because when nucleophile attack here, just see, internal arrangement is not possible, so X has to leave the group, that is why halogens were known as leaving groups. Now here what is there, the moment nucleophile attack, now this bond would be pi bond of, out of 2 bond 1 is pi, pi bond will be shifted toward the oxygen atom. So what would be the next arrangement, now next arrangement would be like that, just I am making this side, C, this one, single bond O, now single bond is there, so 1 valency of carbon is, right, earlier what was there, carbon was 4 valency, 1 2 3 4, now when one bond is shifted this side, then what was there, 1 valency is free, now nucleophile will make bond here. Okay, so in carbonyl compound what kind of attack would be there, nucleophile attack would be there, and what kind of reaction, nucleophilic addition reaction, nucleophilic addition reaction. And in case of alkyl halide what kind of reaction, in case of alkyl halide nucleophilic substitution reaction. Okay, so substitution means one has to go out of the compound, addition means nothing has to come out, only internal arrangement is there, one bond will be shifted from carbon side to oxygen side, one bond pair electron, and now 1 valency of carbon will be left free, and now nucleophile will attack. So remember this one, in carbonyl compound nucleophilic addition reaction is there, while in case of alkyl halide nucleophilic substitution reaction is there. This is alkyl halide. Okay, this one, in this way this is completely completed. One more information is there, carbonyl group of aldehyde and ketone is more polar than ether, okay, this information. Why, just see, in ether between carbon and oxygen single bond is there, and single bond is sigma bond, so in sigma bond electrons are strongly held. Okay, so even though difference is there between electronegativity of carbon and oxygen, but these sigma electron will not be shifted toward this oxygen, because ether structure you know or not, this is ether, just see COC, correct? Now just see, this is sigma bond, 1 2 3 1 2 3. Now try to understand, this bond is sigma bond or not? So sigma electrons are strongly held, so they won't be shifted towards the oxygen atom. Okay, they will be shifted but not completely. So polarity arises when there is a difference in electronegativity of bonded atoms, and now one should be highly electronegative, other should be highly, means one should be highly electron rich and another should be highly electron deficient. So in ether case what is happening, since sigma electrons are strongly held, so they will not be completely shifted toward the oxygen, so oxygen will not have more number of electron. So as now we are comparing, as compared to this oxygen of carbonyl group, oxygen of ether group is less electron denser. Okay, while here what is there, more electron density is there at oxygen of carbonyl group, because here out of 2 bond one is pi bond and pi electrons cloud are loosely held. So out of 4 this pi electron, out of 4 1 pi electron will be completely shifted toward the oxygen atom. Okay, so the polarity in ether is less than that of carbonyl group, because between carbon and oxygen sigma bond is there and sigma electrons are strongly held, so they are not completely shifted toward the oxygen atom, unlike carbonyl group where one bond is pi electron cloud or one cloud is pi electron cloud. Hence pi electron clouds are loosely held, they are completely migrated or shifted towards the oxygen atom. So now what would be there, here creation of positive and negative charge will be there, means magnitude will be more, magnitude of difference in electronegativity or magnitude of difference in the electron density between carbon and oxygen would be more. This is the what to say, explanation. Okay, so I hope that you understood. In this way structure and everything is completed. Okay, so there is one more question that is there in NCERT book. What is the difference between carbon-carbon double bond and carbon, this one, carbonyl group? Okay, what is the difference? So just see, carbon-carbon double bond last year I taught. Alkene I taught or not? So wherever carbon-carbon double bond or carbon-carbon triple bond is there, they are undergoing addition reaction. And now they are rich in terms of electron, because here 1 pi electron is there. So carbon-carbon double bond is non-polar, while C double bond O is polar. Just now I explained the meaning of polarity. Okay, so here electronegativity difference is not there in carbon-carbon double bond, because both bonded atoms are carbon only. Here electronegativity difference is there, carbon-oxygen electronegativity difference is there, that is why this is polar. Number one thing. Now alkenes, they undergoes electrophilic addition reaction, means they are rich in terms of electron. Now electrophile will attack and now this bond will be shifted this side. So now one valency will be free and electrophile will be added. So they undergoes electrophilic addition reaction in normal condition. Now in drastic condition they may also undergo substitution, but basically they undergoes electrophilic addition reaction only. What about this one, carbonyl group? Carbonyl, just now I explained. Now at carbon of carbonyl, nucleophilic addition reaction would be there, because carbonyl carbon is electrophilic center, electron deficient center. Okay, so who will attack? Nucleophile. At electrophilic center nucleophile will attack, and at nucleophilic center who will attack? Electrophile will attack, and electrophilic center nucleophile will attack. Are you getting my point or not? Once again, at electrophilic center nucleophile will attack, at nucleophilic center electrophile will attack. Ulta, reverse. Okay, so thank you. Now in this way the today's duration is completed. Tomorrow I will start the methods of preparation of alcohol, methods of preparation of aldehydes and ketone. Thank you.